and roll, guys. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm excited to share this information with you. Typically, I am talking to one audience, the audience of the company that I work with. But for tonight, I know the majority of you guys that are going to be on here are affiliated with the same company that I'm affiliated with, but I know many are not. The invitation went out to a lot of different networks, and so I'm glad you guys have joined me here tonight. Super pumped to share the information because I know that the information I'm going to share tonight with you absolutely will have an impact on your business if you apply these things into your business. So Lynette and I come from a background that was not network marketing. And so we made all the mistakes, guys. Everything that you've run into, we ran into. We made all the mistakes, all the things that you have found as hurdles, we found as hurdles. And so the objective tonight is to simplify the process for you of building a large organization. And there's a difference between building a little organization and building a large organization. There's completely different things. And I know a lot of you guys that are watching this tonight come from different backgrounds. Some of you are maybe new to network marketing. Some of you maybe have a lot of experience in network marketing. Some of you maybe have been in a network marketing company or a few and haven't reached the level of success that you had hoped you would have reached. And you know, we hear people talking about the 1%ers and the 5%ers and the 20%ers, and we always heard the saying that 20% of the people do 80% of the work. All that is true. All those things are true. The 1%ers are out there. The 5%ers are out there. The rest of the world is out there, right? All of these people join our organizations. Now, to some degree, someone that joins a network marketing company is a little bit of a visionary. They're not completely blind to the fact that working for someone else is going to provide you a steady income and a secure future when it comes to your finances. So most of the people that are joining network marketing companies as distributors understand a little bit of the entrepreneurial spirit. And so, but even within that, there's some people that just want to make some people just want to get their products for free. Some people want to make a few $100, and other people are willing or wanting to make as much as they possibly can with whatever they do. And honestly, when I ask people from time to time, you know, what do you want? Knowing the rank that I am in my company, they say, well, I want what you have. I want your rank, which is the top rank. And I smile and I go, yeah, of course. Of course you want the top rank in the company. And it's just really a matter of if you're willing to do what I did and make the decisions I made. All day long, we have this ability to make decisions, small decisions. The decisions that we make all through the day are small, but those small decisions that you make all through the day end up to your life. They end up to who you are, where you are, and what's going on in your life. So one of the highest forms of business maturity is owning where you're at. Whatever you have financially, whatever you've achieved in a network marketing company is your fault. It's you. It's you. It's no one else, it's you. Whether it's a little or a lot, you're the one responsible for that, right? And so we have to own the fact that if we want more, we have to be more, right? So that's what this webinar is about tonight. This webinar, it's not about personal growth. It's about simplifying the process. After years, guys, like I said, to start this thing, tell you a little bit about our story. My wife and I had never been in network marketing before. We come from a background of traditional business, and so we looked at this from a little bit different perspective. Once we realized that the industry of network marketing, or the profession of network marketing, was real, we treated it like all of our other businesses. We had what we call a business effort, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why most people end up not being successful in network marketing is they don't treat their network marketing distributorship as if it is a real business. They treat it as if they're just, want to make a few bucks or, just try it out. And yeah, if you just try it out, you're only going to make a few bucks. You might even make nothing if you're just trying it, right? It takes effort. And so for Lynette and I, we joined network marketing almost 7 years ago. And we reached the top rank in the company in 4 years with no downline, no experience. We didn't bring a big team from some other organization here. I mean, we started from zero. So that's most of you. That's most of you. And so a lot of the things I'm going to say tonight are geared towards that person, who I was. Because who I am today and who I was when I started this thing is two completely different people. If I had to rebuild an organization today, my process would be far different in the very beginning than it was when I started, but there will be some similarities. And that's exactly what I'm here to teach you guys tonight, is the similarities, just the basics. And there's really only a couple things that you have to master, a couple steps that you have to master. They're not difficult, and I'm hoping to simplify it for you guys tonight. I hope it makes sense for you. I do know that what works doesn't matter. It's what duplicates that matters. And so I like to think of myself as a 1%er. And there aren't a lot of 1%ers out there. They're just not. Some of you that are listening are 1%ers. But the fact of the matter is, I had to follow a system that doesn't just cater to the 1%ers. I had to follow a system that caters to everyone that joins my network marketing opportunity, because systems don't fail. People fail the system, right? French fries at McDonald's taste like French fries everywhere at McDonald's because of a system. It doesn't matter if it's a 1%er frying the French fries or a 5%er or the 80%er, right? The only difference is probably the 1% or the 5%er will follow the directions. The others, they may think they know a better way. Does that sound familiar? It should sound familiar, because that's the same case in our downlines today. The people that are ultra successful don't try and reinvent the wheel. They don't try to rethink things. That doesn't mean you can't be innovative. Certainly I've been innovative in my years. Some of it's been good. Some of it's bit me in the butt. Some of it has come back and blown up in my face a little bit. I learned. Every time we stretched, we learned, we grew, and the process continues. And so I do know that from talking with our current CEO at our company, he brought in a gentleman that's been a part of developing compensation plans for many, many years. I was blown away by this guy's experience and knowledge. And he laid out for us statistically incomes of companies and what puts companies into momentum. And one of the interesting things I learned in that meeting was that there has to be a certain percentage of distributors, and it's a high percentage of distributors, that are making at least $300 to $500 a month to put a company into momentum. Now you would think that's not a lot of money, and it's not. Certainly not why I joined a network marketing company. I didn't join the network marketing company to only make $300 to $500. That was not why I spent my time. But I do know that the rules of what we just talked about are real. Not everybody's a 1%er. And that means there's 99% of the organization of people that are joining that need to have some success, or they're going to quit, right? You want to know the trick to growing a large organization? Have your group making money. I mean, what distributor that's making money quits? That doesn't exist. Distributors that are making money don't quit. It's the distributors that are not making money that quit. And so that's what tonight's about. It's about making this thing simple for you in some simple terms so that you can understand how to grow a large organization. I hope you enjoy the information. I'm super excited to give it to you guys. because I know it will make an impact. And I still use this information all the time. So let's get started. We've been started, but let's really get started. There's really two systems that you have to master. One is moving product. If product doesn't move, nobody makes any money. The other system that you have to master is enrolling distributors. And I didn't say enrolling customers, I said enrolling distributors. But yet I just said the only way we make money is when product moves. And a lot of times that's customers. In my company, almost 85% of the volume of the company is customers, which is a phenomenal statistic. It's a statistic I really love because it's financial security. It's a steady auto ship month over month over month. But there's two separate ways of accomplishing moving product and collecting distributors or attracting distributors. And I'm here to tell you guys that this is debated all the time. Like, what's more important, lead with the product or lead with the opportunity? And that's a dumb debate. It's dumb because it's both. In fact, a distributor is a customer. I use the products of my network marketing company. I have auto ships that come to my house. That makes me a customer of the product, right? Some people call it being a product of the product. But then sometimes there are purely customers of the product. They're not getting a check. There's no compensation. They're strictly getting the product. Who finds those customers? I'm here to tell you it's distributors. In fact, I don't know too many people that enrolled as a distributor in a network marketing company because a customer referred them to the information or showed them the opportunity. It's almost always over 99%, almost 100%, it's a distributor that enrolls a distributor. Or maybe a customer then becomes a distributor, but it was a distributor that found the customer in the first place. So my point is, we have to move product to make money. The only way we make money is when product moves. Not just our company, any other company out there that has goods for sale, right? That could be in the beauty industry, it could be in the wellness industry, it could be in the fashion industry, anywhere where there's products moving. I know there's other network marketing companies out there that's not moving product, maybe services or different things like this. But just for tonight, let's key in on companies that move product, okay? So when product moves, distributors are compensated. But the only way an organization grows is through collecting distributors, right? So we've made that abundantly clear. So how do we move product? Typically through an auto ship, right? And this is where it starts to unwind for some distributors, right? We sign up a new distributor into a company, and sometimes they don't even want to have an auto ship because it's not the purchase price of the pack that they're so concerned with. It's that monthly recurring auto ship that they're concerned with. So let's stop right there. If that's an objection that you get, you must immediately set the table, like clear their mind of what I call stinking thinking. And that is, we did this to make money, not spend money. You became a distributor to make money, not spend money. So that auto ship is purely for your personal consumption, right? So what I do when I get a distributor on board is I first want to identify with them how much product or what products they want to personally use, right? So I don't know, that may be $50, it may be $100, but once we figure out how much product that they're excited about that they want to use, whether they're a distributor or not, we have that number. The next step is finding out what is the number, what's the auto ship amount that maximizes your compensation plan. In our company, it happens to be $200, right? $200 will maximize, yeah, believe it or not, $200. I know there's a lot of comp plans out there that it's a whole lot more than that. Again, this isn't a pitch for our company. I'm just saying that's what it is in our company. It's $200. So what I do is, let's say they want $100 in personal use in their house. Well, then at $200 as the example, that means there's $100 there in volume, personal volume, that must be made up in order to maximize the comp plan. So what I do immediately, okay, this is important. This is extremely important, guys. First, I set their mindset that auto ship is not going to cost them money. It's part of doing business. Some people might call that overhead. I don't like to call it overhead, but in reality, that's what it is. If you're going to own a business, there's overhead, okay? In this case, it's personal consumption for what you want to use. Which, by the way, I'm not a tax strategist, but you might want to look into your auto ships as a business expense. I'm not a tax strategist, but you might want to check with your accountant on that. So week one, okay, there's only two goals I set when it comes to moving product for people, right? One is week one and one is month one. So week one, we need to make sure we're covering the auto ship. Now the goal is you will never hear the words come out of my mouth to go find customers, ever. I want you to find people. I don't want you to prejudge. I don't want you to say, oh, that's a customer. Now, there's some industry leaders that will say, maybe go to your immediate family and they will, support your business. And that's probably true to a great degree. You can go to moms and dads and brothers and sisters and cousins and be really excited about our products. And honestly, at the very beginning, I'll just talk to you for real. If you've never done network marketing before, you probably will fall in love with the products before you fall in love with network marketing. I'm just saying that's the way it is. Because for me, that's the way it was. I never had been in network marketing. I didn't know what to expect. I certainly wasn't making enough money in network marketing to fall in love with it yet. It's kind of liking what I was seeing. But I knew early on I wanted the product. Early on, I had no problem talking to people about our product. And so for that reason, at the beginning, I had more people asking me product questions than business questions. So that should be an indication to you about what your invite is. If you're collecting more customers than distributors, that tells me what you're saying. I don't have to be in the room. I know what you're saying. But week one, I want to cover your auto ship. And the way we're going to do that is by going and doing the business. We're going to go do meetings, all right? And those meetings are going to be one-on-ones where you're sitting down with friends. Or they're going to be with two-on-ones where it's you, a partner of yours, and your guest or your contact. That's a two-on-one, right? Or they're going to be home meetings, or they're going to be bigger group meetings. Or webinars. You're going to go do meetings. You're going to go tell your story, the company's story, and how you make money. And in the process of doing those meetings, in the first week, you're going to get customers by default. Remember those percentages I told you? Well, there's another set of percentages that we work with. In our opportunity, more than half of the people that say yes become customers. In fact, it's about 80% of the people that say yes in our company become customers. So I'm not telling you to go out looking for customers. I'm telling you to go do the business. Go tell your story. Go tell people why you became a distributor. Go tell them what you're excited about, what you're passionate about. And do that week one, and make sure that week one, your auto ship is covered. That means you got to go do some meetings. You can't get ready for 2 weeks. You can't make a list for 2 weeks. This is a business, guys. This is a business. You join this thing for a reason. You join this to make money. Now, I know it's new and maybe something you've never done before, but enjoy it. Enjoy the challenge. For parents out there, at one time you weren't a parent. You had to start somewhere, right? Or for those that ended up getting married or dating, at one point you went on your first date, right? And maybe you were really nervous about that date, but eventually you figured it out, right? So this is no different. You're going to be nervous. And in fact, the more money you make and the bigger your ego, the more you're going to be nervous, because the more you're afraid of what other people think. And that's one of the big catches. If there's any catch to network marketing, is if you're afraid of what people think of you, you're not going to make it. If other people's opinion of your decisions bother you, you're not going to make it. But not only are you not going to make it in network marketing, you're not going to make it in business. You might as well sign up to be an employee for life and just take orders, So where someone can, tell you when you can go to the bathroom and when you can eat and when you can get a vacation. But if you're okay with people thinking you're a little off or they wouldn't do what you're doing, that's good, honestly, right? Go the opposite way of the masses. So week 1, I want you to go out and cover your auto ship. Now, why is that important? Because what happens is if that auto ship's not covered by the first month, when that credit card comes in, the auto ship might run 1 more month, but by the second month, guess what happens to that auto ship? You said it. The distributor shuts it off. Why? Because product is stacking up at their house. They don't need the auto ship. Product's stacking up. When auto ship shut off, guess what happens? Checks stop coming in. And why do distributors quit? Because they're not making any money. Guys, what I'm telling you is the basis for starting a big organization. Get people's auto ships covered by doing the business. Okay? Because if that auto ship starts stacking up, they're shutting it off. And if the auto ship shuts off, your checks start to fall apart. You guys have to know that we make our money on the back end. All right? If you're in a compensation plan where all your money's made on the front end, that's more of direct sales. That's not building really a network. That's, hunt and kill, hunt and kill. I'm talking to the farmers out there. I'm talking to the people that are building a network for long-term residual income, okay? And so that's week 1, all right? Go cover the auto ship. Now, if a distributor wants to sign up, by all means, sign a distributor up, okay? Don't ever turn distributors down. Don't turn customers down. Just know that at the beginning, you're going to be collecting more customers than distributors until you start to fall in love with network marketing. It's just the way it is. All right. Month 1. We got week 1's goal. Now month 1. Okay. Month 1's goal. It's simple. Make sure all of the contents of your pack, whatever size pack you order to get in business, every bit of the content of that is gone. Gone. You gave it away. You sold it. I don't care what you do with it. And there's different philosophies, right? I didn't give mine away because I personally feel that if you give product away, there's no value and people won't even use the product. But make sure the contents of that pack. See, a lot of people we build our business with the largest pack. The largest pack available is what we build our business with for multiple reasons. It's not just because it's the largest commission, believe me. All right, I don't need to make sales commissions because that's not where my income comes from. It comes from the residual piece, right? From having I'll just tell you guys, I have over 80,000 people in my organization. And so that's where my money is made. So I want you to think, many times when people get these big packs, they feel like they don't need an auto ship the next month because all this product's at their house. Again, let's set the mindset. Just like having an auto ship is like, I can't afford that. And wait, you're not in this to spend money, you're in it to make money. Well, the next thing is I got all this product. I don't need an auto ship. Wait a second. That product is not yours. In a restaurant, when you go to a restaurant, there's a kitchen full of food. Who's that food for in the kitchen? Is that food in the kitchen for the owner or for the customers? That's right. The food in the kitchen is for the customers. The contents of your pack is not for you. It's for your customers. It's for your potential distributors, guys. Get your mindset. Okay, you are in business. You are not a hobby. You're not creating a hobby. That stuff in that is to launch your business. If you have a grocery store, do you want just a few items on the shelf? Like, do you just want milk and cheese? Or do you want, all of the produce and you need all of it. So when you're getting a kit, don't just buy a kit and the products you want. Buy a kit for your network. And then get that product out to your network month 1. Week 1, cover your auto ship. Month 1, no more product in your house other than the product that you're personally going to consume or use in your business, sampling, okay? Guys, what I am telling you right now is going to explode your business. If you will just do those 2 things, get your new distributors out of the gates and get their auto ship covered. If they are in the business longer than a week and their auto ship's not covered, it's one of two things. Either they're petrified to call someone, which happens a lot, or you just have not engaged with them in the business and made this fun. You got to make it fun for them. Tell them your mistakes. Tell them your failures. In fact, a good sponsor will make some phone calls and show your new person how to invite, right? So that's the first couple fundamental things that you need to move product. Just think if everybody in your organization does that. If everybody in your organization only was receiving the product that they personally wanted to use and the rest was being used by customers, right? Their compensation plan would be maxed out as far as the commissions they could get. And if everybody in your downline did that, your check would absolutely explode. And then here's one more thing you can think about when it comes to product. If you have product in your house that you're not going to use this month, do some meetings. You're not doing enough meetings. If you have product in your house you're not going to use this month, and you're not going to use it in your business as sampling or incentives, you're not doing enough meetings. Sell the product. Sell the product, guys. Do meetings. Go to work. I mean, the restaurant, is any food going to sell unless they open the doors and do business? I mean, you can't tiptoe around it. You can't think about showing up. You got to go do the work. If someone doesn't want to do it, that's okay. Just know that their expectations for what this is going to be is going to have to change. It's going to go from making money to, maybe getting their product for free. Okay, let's move on. So that's number one. I told you there's really two steps. That's number one. Number two is we got to collect distributors. We have to collect distributors. We have to attract distributors to our organization to grow our organizations, right? If we're not getting new distributors in our organization, our groups will not grow. And for us, and really for a lot of companies, there should be no more than really 3 steps. Anything more than that, and your new people, they get, they call it paralysis of analysis, right? They just don't do anything because they can't figure it out. They're just analyzing, what should I do? What's the next step? I don't want to mess this up. Just make it simple. You have to invite people to the opportunity. Then you need to use a tool of some sort, right? A tool, step 2, of some sort to tell the story. And then 3, they need to see the full, your story, the company story, and how we make money, the presentation, right? So for tonight's presentation, we're going to call it CTE. C is connect, T is tool, E is event. Now, I want you to write these numbers down. So write, C, T, E. I did it backwards. And beside a C, I want you to write 60. And then below T, I want you to write 40. And below E, I want you to write 15. I said below to the side. What those numbers represent is your goals for the month. And those are minimums, okay? And ultimately, the most important number is the presentations, the E, the 15. But you've got to start with a whole lot more at the top of the funnel, right? The top of the funnel is going to dwindle down until we get to the bottom of the funnel, and that's where people are seeing the story, making decisions, and enrolling as distributors, okay? So your goal is 2 a day to connect. 2 people a day at a minimum to put them in front of this information, right? And then your goal is to get them on a tool or a video. Now, in our company, we typically are using videos, but I'll tell you a quick story. I met a guy that's been in the profession of network marketing for over 20 years. He recently changed companies about 4 years ago, and now he's one of their top earners. And I was just drilling him on their process, right? Like I asked him, I'm a new distributor. What's step 1? What do we do? And he said, it's real simple, right? You get them in front of the information, and then we use a tool. I said, what's the tool? For them, it's a magazine. And in the magazine is an opportunity DVD. And then if the distributor's really on their toes, they'll put a couple samples in the pack, and they'll say, you know, I've given you a couple of days samples. You get a couple of days to watch the DVD. I want to get back with you and see what you thought of the products and what you thought of this extra information, right? You've created a follow-up. So that's their tool. I'll tell you, when it comes to tools, one of the biggest mistakes I've seen, and I've made the mistake before, is changing the tools up too frequently. Because people are constantly looking for the perfect tool. Listen to me, guys. There is no perfect video. There is no perfect sample. There is no perfect DVD. It just doesn't exist. What does work is getting this in front of people and doing the presentations. The tools are just that. They're a tool. There is no perfect video. Now, with that said, if you want to speed up the process and you want to get your groups in momentum, you must have the majority of your group using the same tools. If you've got some groups using one tool, another group using another tool, it's inevitable that your business will slow down, because it's also inevitable that people are not going to be successful in this business and they don't want to blame themselves. So what they start doing is asking around the company, saying, well, how are you inviting in? What tool are you using? What video you're using? And maybe they're going to hear something else and they're going to go, oh, that's what's wrong. I'm not using that video. And what's wrong is not that. Okay? So what I'm telling you is pick a video and stick with it. Unless the company comes out with something that the majority of the company is going to go with. Okay? And so my point is, you want as much unity on your team as possible. Because anything other than that, paddles come out of the water, and you know, boats end up going nowhere or going in circles if they're just paddling on one side. So the tool helps tell the story. The tool is your thermometer. Your tool basically will let you know where you stand. When you get back with them, you know, if you show them a video and you get back with them and you tell them what you liked and you ask them what did you like, they're going to tell you by their questions or their statements where their mindset is. Well, you know, yeah, this looks good. I'd like to know what it takes to get started, or you know, how much money can be made, or who's the company. Those are all business-minded questions, right? Or they'll say, well, how much money are you making? Some people will say, well, that product looks great, or I like the fact that it's all natural, or I'd like to take the product, right? And it's not for you to determine what they're going to want. It's your job to get them what they want. If someone wants to be a customer, sign them up. If someone has business questions, provide that information for them and then get them to the next event. Okay? Because honestly, if you're going to tell the story instead of letting someone else tell the story, you're never going to create a big organization. This is one of the largest mistakes. Many, many people get stuck on step 1 and 2, and they never really take it to step 3. Step 1, someone says, hey, there's something you need to know about. Or a big mistake is, oh, there's this amazing product that's changed my life. You need to take a look at it. Guys, if you do that, you're hardly ever going to get distributors. You're going to get customers, and you can't make hardly any money with just customers. You just can't. You need distributors. Don't get it twisted, customer people. I know you're out there. Don't get it twisted. My organization is almost 90% customers, because I don't prejudge. I let them decide who they're going to be. I don't chase one person, right? I chase everybody. I put this in front of everybody, let them determine what they're going to be, right? So I want to keep saying that so that you don't get this twisted, right? I don't make money unless people use the product, but my organization doesn't grow unless I get distributors, all right? And so most people will start getting questions asked of them, and they start answering the questions without going to the tool and without ever getting third-party validation. And see, that's the difference between an amateur and a professional. A professional knows that the duplication, the leveraged monster that network marketing is in duplication. And that means that something has to work for everybody, not just me. And that comes through third-party validation. So what's a third-party validation? Well, it could be a webinar. It could be a 3-way call. It could be a home meeting. It's anything where your lips are sealed and someone or something else is telling the full story. That is step 3. And you must do that at least 15 times a month. So here's the deal. When I'm getting with my people, guys, they have to know their numbers, right? If you don't know your numbers, then I don't think you're taking this serious. So they have to know their numbers. So I'll call them and I'll go, so how many C's do you have this week, right? And they'll tell me. And then I'll say, well, how many T's and how many E's? And by what they're telling me, like let's say they got 100 C's. They've connected with 100 people for the month. And some of these are follow-ups. And they've only had 5 presentations or 5 E's. That tells me that their invite is horrible. It tells me they're talking way too much. They're saying so much that the people they're talking to have already made a decision, right? Or let's say they've talked to 100 people and they're getting maybe half of those people to a tool. And then there's still only 4 or 5 people getting the presentations. That tells me when they get back with them that, again, they're answering all the questions. Guys, think about a movie. When you go to a movie, do you want someone to spoil the movie by telling you the ending? I mean, think of a movie trailer, right? When they run commercials or ads, they give you a little bit of the movie. They don't tell you the whole movie. That's what you have to be as a distributor. You have to create curiosity and let somebody else satisfy the curiosity, right? That someone else is at the event. And you must do at least 15 of those a month. If you're not doing 15 a month, you're never going to be happy with the progress of your organization. And honestly, you're just going to make a little bit of money. That's all there is to it, right? CTE. So when someone wants to know how to do this business, it's real simple. Connect, put them on a video, put them on the phone with someone else, or get them to a meeting. Guys, that's how I came into business. My enroller lives in Texas. I live in Florida. Someone in Arizona was on the phone. A 3-way call. I never saw a presentation. I never took our products. I signed up as a distributor after that 3-way call. And I got my pack and saw a presentation later. Because they took me through the process and I was ready. It was the right time for me, right? And so you have to know your numbers. And here's a fact, guys. Everybody is a leader. They're either going to be the leader that we're talking about, the 1 or 5%er, or they're going to lead you to someone who is. And so the CTE, guys, is in place so that you as a new person know what to do, or you as a person that's been around this for a while know what to teach your people so that you can find the leaders. You can find more people like you. The saying is, work with what you have until you find what you need. And I'm here to tell you guys that I work 3 levels deep. I drive volume 3 levels deep. I find someone that I relate to. I find someone that I like in my organization. I don't care if it's 100 levels deep. I find someone that I like based on personalities and based on more than that, based on what they're doing, right? And then we start this program. They start the process of everything I've told you so far. And then I drive their organization 3 levels deep. They're going to find someone. They're going to go find someone that's excited about this. And I now shift my focus from them to the next person. And I tell the first person, listen, I'm going to give your distributor more time now. If you need me and they need me on the same day, I'm going to go work with them. But it's helping you. Do you understand? Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So now I go to the newer person, someone that's in the business 0 to 90 days. Your newest distributors, guys, please listen to me right now. Please. I went to a leadership meeting the other day, and it was the same people that I saw 2 years ago in the same group. Not good. Stop working with the same people over and over and over. The people that got you to the rank you are in the company right now are not the people that are going to get you to the next rank. Now, I'm not saying you forget about them. You work with your leaders and you drive organizations 3 levels deep at least. But then you get a new set of people. The newest people in your organization is where the growth is, and the people that were at your last big corporate event. Those are the people that are serious. Those are the people that need and deserve your attention. If you guys are doing anything else, you're wasting your time. Now, if you're brand new and you've never been to a corporate event, fantastic, fantastic, right? Your upline should be working with you. You're new. You haven't got to a corporate event yet. But if you've been in the business, if there's a distributor that's been in the business a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and they're not bringing guests to meetings, and they're only doing 5 events a month, you can't work with that, guys. You're going to have to go and enroll some new people. You are going to have to go out and put new people in the business, right? So you should never stop doing that, by the way. You should always keep putting new people in. But 0 to 90 days is the most critical days. Help them with the first part of what we talked about, covering auto ships, getting rid of their product, right? And make sure they understand the power of CTE. And make sure it's at least 15 a month events, right, where the stories are being told. The final thing I kind of want to cover with you guys is the power of events and always promoting events. Guys, if you will do those first 2 steps that I just talked to you about, and you will put a bow on this thing, if you get those people, the people that are doing what we just said, that have a desire for change and they have work ethic, right? If you will get them to events, you will watch your business explode. I can simply tell you that if you do almost nothing more than get people to events, your business will grow. Now, you got to have the sustainability of products moving, right? Products have to be used. And, you know, to regress a little bit, maybe you've got distributors that want to use a lot of product in their own home. That's great. The more product the distributor uses, the better. I just don't want to burden anybody financially with product. I don't want them accumulating product. That's just not how, that's not a what creates a thriving network, right? But if you will get people to events, their belief will go up. And when belief goes up, their actions follow. Too many people are not getting to the big events and promoting the big events. And I'm telling you guys, it needs to be part of your conversation, and it needs to be an indicator of who you're going to work with. Now, I know so many people who make excuses for other people in their organization of why they can't go to events. Well, they can't afford it. They can't get off work. Well, that's great. Are you going to pay their mortgage for them too? When they get laid off, you're going to go pay their bills too? Let them make the decisions for themselves. You go to the event, you tell them you're going to the event, and then you tell them you're expecting them to go to the event if they're going to work with you. Guys, too many of you are soft on this. You're soft. Now, if someone's new in the business, I get it. You're going to work with them. I just told you, work with everybody until they get a chance to go to an event. But if an event comes up and they skip over it, I'm going to tell you that you need to start focusing on someone else in your organization. It's just the way it is. Those people may make it, but they're probably not going to make it. They may make it, but they're going to slow you down if you're waiting for them. Guys, you need runners. You need engines. You don't need anchors in your business. Eliminate the negativity from your organization. Just run from it like it's aliens or something. Like, negative people scare me. I can't take it. Only a little bit can I take before we have to get rid of the negativity, guys. So get people to events and track it. Guys, just like you need to know your numbers, you need to know the connects, the tools, the events. You need to know, and in your organization, you need to know. If you call someone and they don't know their numbers, how many people they connected with, how many people got on the tools, how many people got to events, if they don't know those numbers, you need to have a conversation with them and go, now, I committed to you that I was going to help you, but you don't know these things, right? I bet they know how much money they have in their checkbook, right? That's how critical this is a business, all right? And you must treat it like a business. And the last thing I'm going to tell you guys is this. Every deck of cards has 4 aces. And this might be one of the most important things you hear tonight. It's not about playing cards. It's about your financial future. Too many people misunderstand that everybody that joins their group as a distributor is so critical. They're not. The vast majority of distributors you sign up are going to do nothing because they just can't take the pressure. They're not entrepreneurs. They didn't realize that being in business for yourself is hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. You're going to lose more than you win. But an entrepreneur loves the challenge. An entrepreneur would rather lose trying than just to sit back and have a job. Okay? That's an entrepreneur. That's who you're looking, because sooner or later they're going to win and they'll be happy, and maybe they win big, right? That's what life is about. It's about growing and learning experiences and getting better, right? But every deck of cards has 4 aces. What I mean by that is, from my experience, you are personally only going to enroll 3, 4, 5 people that are going to be really good at this. Personally, you are only going to personally enroll 3 or 4 or 5 people that are going to be really good at this if you're new. Now, if you've been in network marketing for years, like, you know, if I switched companies today, I could sign up 100 people tomorrow, just based on what I've done for thousands of people. I've given a lot of myself to thousands of people, and they trust me. We have a high level of trust because we have a track record. But when I started, I didn't have a track record in network marketing. People didn't trust me. They just knew who I was from previous business, right? And so I'm telling you that it's your job to go out and search for your aces. It may take a month. It may take a year. It may take years for you to find your 4 or 5 aces. But those 4 or 5 people are going to lead you to freedom. Those 4, that is what you guys are doing. You are in a human scavenger hunt for leaders, for entrepreneurs. That is what this is. You're going to sign up a lot of people who are never going to do anything. Don't get caught. Don't take that seminar, as Jim Rohn says. Don't wonder why they're not doing anything. By all means, don't blame yourself for why they're not doing anything. Jim Rohn says, don't take that seminar. Don't ask why the sun rises in the east. It just does. Don't ask why people don't do anything. They just don't. Go find the few, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, out of everybody you know, or maybe you don't even know them. Maybe they're a complete stranger. If you want this bad enough, maybe you've gone through your whole database. You want this bad enough? You're going to find those 4 or 5 people. You'll get creative. In today's world, social media, are you kidding me? It's endless. You have endless contacts if you know how to develop relationships. Now, that's a whole nother training webinar that's coming. Social media is something I'm using. I am establishing relationships because this is a relationship business. You don't sign up strangers and stick. But if you develop relationships, and there's ways of developing relationships on social media, and I'm not talking about those type of relationships. I'm talking about business relationships where you can develop a network marketing downline. If your complete hot list has already been contacted, and it hasn't. People are just watching you. All the hundreds of people you've talked to are just watching you. They're waiting for you to quit. So I've already taught you how to not quit. I taught you how to do that. Go cover your auto ship. Go get out real your product, and every distributor in your group does that. Week 1, month 1, right? Have the right mindset for what this is, and go find those 4 or 5 people that are going to change your life. That's it, guys. It's a simple, simple process. Now, I know I could teach you on a bunch of different things, and I will. I'm going to continue to provide these free trainings. Hopefully, once a month, we're going to do these trainings, depending on my schedule. And they're going to be more generic for the profession of network marketing, because that's what they're intended for, in hopes that you can take this information and learn from my experience that helped me get to the top of our company and really one of the top earners in the entire world in network marketing. It's been a tremendous ride for us, and just stop complicating it, guys. Stop blaming yourself. Stop beating yourself up. It's really a matter of just sticking to the simple steps that work, a system that produces consistency, not outsmarting the system, and going and finding those 4 or 5 people. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. We kept this under an hour tonight. Thanks for sticking with me through those early technical difficulties. I was hoping to give you a little bit better quality video tonight off of a HD camera, but seems as though I couldn't record from there. So we're going to work that out for the next one. But we will have this recording posted on the Cunningham Collective. TheCunninghamCollective.com is where we're going to post this thing. Use this information, guys, and I want you to give me some feedback. I want to hear from you guys, right? Go to the Cunningham Collective, post some questions there. I will follow up, guys. If you go to the Cunningham Collective, I will follow up. Send me the emails. Go to the Facebook page. Find me on Facebook at the Cunningham Collective. I will follow up. I want your feedback. I want your questions. I would love to do a training session just on your questions, right? Like, so-and-so from Texas, here's your question, here's your answer. So I'm here to help you guys. That's what the Cunningham Collective is all about. Lynette and I have been very fortunate to build an extremely large organization. We've worked very hard, and now it's our passion that we change the way people think about network marketing. It is what the Cunningham Collective is about. The Cunningham Collective is not about Brandon Lynette. It's about providing tools for you to go get what we have through the most amazing profession in the world, network marketing. That's it, guys. Love you. We'll see you soon. Y'all have a good night.